so just and faithful a manner as to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country and of those whose interest you have committed to our church. Amen. Thank you very much, and welcome again, His Excellency the Governor and the honorable members. Clerk, order of business today. Convocation. Your Excellency, Honorable Dr. Eric Kipkoech Mutai, Governor of County Government of Kericho, honorable members of County Assembly of Kericho, Standing Order number 21 of Kericho County Assembly, Standing Orders, requires His Excellency the Governor to address the opening of each new assembly. The Governor notified the Speaker of the Assembly of his intention to address the new assembly on Wednesday, 28 September 2022 at 9:30 a.m. Accordingly, pursuant to Standing Order number 13 subsection 1, I communicated to the honorable members on Tuesday, 27 September 2022 of the same. Hence, this sitting is properly convened. Consequently, it is now my singular honor and privilege to invite His Excellency the Governor of the County Government of Kericho to address the third new assembly. Karibu Bwana Governor.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Deputy Governor, the Honorable Speaker, Dr. Patrick Mutai, honorable members, the Clerk of the County Assembly, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm elated to address the inaugural sitting of the third County Assembly of Kericho. Allow me from the onset, honorable members, to congratulate you on your election to this House of Honor. Many desired and many mounted massive campaigns to step into these historical blessings, but only the 47 among of you found favor amongst the electorate to carry that mandate with distinction and with the honor it deserves. Honorable members, allow me to once again congratulate the Speaker, Dr. Patrick Mutai, on his election to steer the third County Assembly. May you rise to the occasion, Honorable Speaker, and discharge your mandate with distinction and within the Constitution timelines. Mr. Speaker, sir, the law and practice demands that I address the House on this particular day. Honorable members, but that is not my motivation today. My motivation today is the belief that we are a family and needs to be engaging on regular basis. It is for that reason, ladies and gentlemen, that I want to assure you that I'm more than ready, together with my team, to always have a robust discourse with the Assembly on matters service delivery. Mr. Speaker, sir, your role as an assembly is clearly cut out in our Constitution. In a nutshell, it involves legislation, oversight, and representation. On the legislative bit, I want to believe that every one of you has legislation at the top of his or her mind that you wish becomes an act of this House. It is my sincere hope and belief that at the end of the third assembly, every MCA shall have legislation under his or her name, because in essence, that is why you are a legislator. My office shall provide the necessary logistical support to ensure that we churn out quality legislations. Mr. Speaker, sir, for the legislative proposals that emanate from my office, I have equally directed the relevant departments that only quality legislations are transmitted to the Assembly for consideration. Even as I call for legislations, it is my desire that we avoid duplication of legislations. Let us only do it where there is a genuine need for one. I want to undertake that I will not hesitate to assent to legislations that have met the set threshold. On the oversight, Mr. Speaker, sir, I want to reiterate that my administration submits itself to the authority of this House. In the next few days, I will be sending names of men and women that I have considered to help me execute my mandate at the County Executive Committee members, County Secretary, and Chief Officers. I believe that will be your first call on the oversight role. I guarantee you that I have compiled a list of passionate and hardworking people within the constitutional threshold who may be humble in means but rich in ideas. Continue holding them to account after giving your input on their nominations. Table their agendas in this House, bring their grievances to my office, and let us put our minds together on how best we can address their concerns. My success is your success, honorable members, and the contrast also applies. To further facilitate your work, honorable members, and in consultation with your leadership, we will fund infrastructural works that have been put forth by the Assembly, including equipping your offices. I don't guarantee perfection, but I promise progress. Honorable members, we promised our people a lot, and that is why we have no option but to deliver. We promised roads. We promised sound healthcare. We promised water. We promised better education. We promised improved value addition in agriculture. We promised bursaries, internship, and good governance, among others. It is now time to live the promises, honorable members. 5 years is quite a short time, colleague leaders, and the clock has started ticking. What are the plans then, honorable members, for all that we promised? Honorable members, it is not in question that the task of initiating projects lies with the executive arm. I am, however, alive to the fact that implementation is not done in exclusion, more particularly without input of this assembly and without public participation. Mr. Speaker, sir, allow me then, honorable members, to highlight a raft of issues that I have purpose to implement, of course, subject to your input and to the public. Healthcare. Healthcare tops the list of what I believe we must find a working solution. Healthcare cuts across all our 30 wards. And that is what I believe it is in the interest of everybody in this House that we get it right as a team. For the few days that I've been in office, I have made a random visit to our health facility in our Kericho County Referral Hospital. Honorable members, we have no drugs in our hospitals, no medical equipment. We have no water in some hospitals, and we have no specialized facilities for terminal diseases, among many other challenges. It is for that reason, honorable members, that I will be seeking this House concurrence to raise our budgetary allocations for health. The money is targeted at blocking the gaps that I have highlighted above in all our facilities. I've already directed the relevant officers to give me a detailed status of all our health facilities that will inform our action plan. In the past, honorable members, we have built a culture of funding only facilities in our wards. But of what essence is it, honorable members, to develop our individual ward facilities and have an empty referral? Does it sit well to refer a patient from your ward facility to Moi Teaching Referral Hospital because ours is an empty shell? It is on that premise, honorable members, that I will be seeking small sacrifices from your end so that we can direct the finances to our level 5 and level 4 hospitals. The challenges in those hospitals are a sore to the eye. Let us come together and let us rescue them for the sake of our people. In brief, Mr. Speaker, I'm saying we shall fund our local facilities, but we shall in the same breath fund facilities that are cross-cutting. Mr. Speaker, sir, with the rise of poverty levels among our people, NHIF is now mandatory utility if our people are to afford healthcare. With your input, honorable members, we shall put down modalities of placing our people on HIF cover funded by the county government. Of course, we will not cover everybody, but we shall be making progress if we touch the few vulnerable ones. As I said earlier, honorable members, I don't guarantee perfection, but I promise progress. While at healthcare, honorable members, I'm putting forth a proposal to build an oncology center at the Kericho County Referral Hospital. The numerous trips by cancer patients to Eldoret is more terminating than cancer itself, and history shall judge us harshly if we do not come to their aid. Honorable Speaker, our major point of focus is agriculture. We are zeroing in on agribusiness. Mr. Speaker, sir, because it is what gives livelihood to our people. A coffee mill, flour mill, sugarcane factory, milk processor, affiliation industry are some of the salient value addition projects that our people are waiting for. Budgetary proposals for some of these ambitious projects will find their way in the supplementary budget that will be forwarded to this House, while some will be captured in the main budget. The benefits of these projects cannot be overemphasized, honorable members. Again, I beseech you to apply the cost-cutting lens and fund projects that, even though not located in your ward, will impact positively in your region and our county. Apart from the appropriations from the exchequer, I have identified proceeds from Kabianga Tifam and identified Kipkelia Coffee Fund to fund our bursary fort. Immediate measures are going to be deployed to ensure that we have proper management in the twin valuable county resources, that is Kabianga Tifam and the Kipkelian Coffee Farm. It goes without saying that education is an equalizer. Bursaries in the past have been inconsistent and in the worst case scenario unavailable. This state of affairs affected the election chances of your colleagues in the first and second assembly. It is my sincere hope and belief that this will not happen in the third assembly. We shall make budgetary allocations for bursaries in every fiscal year, and I request you to support me on this. In the next few days, we are going to roll out 3,000 scholarship, targeting students keen on undertaking technical courses in our TVETs. I will be seeking a partnership in rolling out this noble initiative, targeting the humble in our societies. After education, honorable members, we also need to look into the question of internships in our facilities. Our children do not have where to find attachments, yet their institutions are on their necks to find a place. I have made a directive to relevant departments to put in place logistics to accommodate an increased intake of interns in our county government. Sometimes all our youth need is a chair and a table to work, but we fail to provide them even with that bare minimum. On early childhood education, honorable members, which is our core mandate, I give my commitment to build and equip our infrastructure facilities to suit our learners of tender age. I also undertake to progressively confirm our ECD teachers to permanent and pensionable terms. Mr. Speaker, sir, the biggest problem we are facing is unemployment. And as we move forward, these are some of the issues that we need to undertake. The county government, which includes this house, definitely has a role in redressing the state of affairs. Formal employment is insufficient, and it will remain so to the unforeseeable future. But even for the few vacancies, we must begin to see equitability and fairness in public sector employment. I will begin by streamlining the county public service, and the next few days you will see the drastic measures that I will take with regards to the public service delivery. We will then have reviewed criteria to guide professionalism and clear employment policies. The agribusiness value addition projects earlier pleaded with this house to approve across the county shall also go a long way in creating employment for our youth. To further target employment amongst our youth, we are going to demand from our contractors that they source labor from within our communities. We are also intentionally routing for labor-based contracts so that the local community benefits from the same. This, Honorable Speaker, the multinationals that we host in our midst have the potential to create jobs. It is in public domain that I have in many occasions made my stand known with regards to mechanization that has rendered our people jobless. On this day, honorable members, I request you to be my lieutenants in this journey of scaling down the level of mechanizations in our multinationals. The first point of call is obviously through legislation and government policy from both levels of government. Mr. Speaker, sir, at the national level, I will engage no less than the President himself with a request that the national policy and legislation is enacted regulating the level of mechanization so that hustlers also have a role to play. At the county level, my local team will be drafting legislation for this house consideration regarding that particular matter. I call upon this house to stamp its authority as regards activities taking place in lands that belong to our forefathers. We are not helpless, honorable members, at least not on this particular subject. Do not for a moment imagine that you are helpless. We definitely are not helpless as regards to our heritage. While at the multinational level, members, the rates they pay currently is honestly way below the market rates. While let me state on this floor that we intend to review the rates they pay to be commensurate with their earnings from the tea. To cushion our youth, even as they seek employment, I propose to create a county revolving fund where a financial kitty is given to our youth to invest and return the money with minimal interest charges for the benefit of other youth. For our people already in informal employment, I guarantee you that the county government shall be your support system and not an adversary. Honorable members, we are going to build more sheds for our mama mbogas and our border people. We are going to purchase more market spaces and build ablution blocks for our traders and their customers. Honorable members, affirmative action for our women and youth. Honorable members, affirmative action for our women and youth. I beseech you, honorable members, to consider during budgetary allocations and tendering, because that is the way to empower our people. We are going to give the youth what belongs to the youth, the women what belongs to the women, and BWDs what belongs to BWDs. Mr. Speaker, sir, water is an essential role of the developed unit. Many of our people in the villages have to travel for long to get this valuable utility. There are several water projects identified or commenced but not completed. We are going to begin with those projects. Honorable members, even as we identified new water sources for areas that have none, we have made tremendous progress with water connection in the urban areas, even though the water flow is inconsistent. We are equally going to work to fix those lapses through cooperation with partners and donors. It is my desire that every household is connected to pipe water. National Housing Corporation has already expressed their intent on assisting us solve the housing problem for our people, especially in the urban areas. We are going to engage with them together with the relevant committee of this house and find a common ground, because housing is a major concern for our people. Honorable members, to do all this, we need resources. The equitable share from the national government is definitely not enough. It is for that reason that we are stepping up on measures aimed at raising our revenue levels. I have directed the revenue personnel to seal the gaps that see us miss out on revenue packets. Mr. Speaker, sir, I have particularly directed that we automate revenue collection in all our revenue sources. I'm imploring on this house, on this particular front, to give their input, especially through the Public Finance Act. We need not necessarily raise the rates, but we should widen our revenue nets. The burden of taxation should not be left to the mamamboga or the borders and small shops alone, as is the case currently. Let us be creative and find ways of bringing everybody within the revenue collection bracket. Honorable members, as you collect resources, I'm alive to the fact that there has been a trend of wastage, pilferage, or theft by corrupt officials. That trend, honorable members, shall and must come to an end. I've already made known to my executive team that there will be no negotiations with misuse of public resources and plundering of public resources. We shall be rolling out several austerity measures aimed at saving public resources, including the change of venue of conferences and the clarity of the same. It is my hope that the Assembly adopts the same. And as I conclude, honorable members, I want to wish you all the best in your stint in this house. To the new members, let us learn the ropes as soon as we can. And to the re-elected members, let us mentor our colleagues. Once again, congratulations, honorable members, and I thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. It is my singular honor now to declare the first session of the 3rd County Assembly of Kericho officially open. God bless you all. God bless this great county of Kericho. God bless Kenya. Thank you. Speaker, sir, just an off-cut remark. We just want to say thank you so much. And I'm so much happy to see the 47 of you. We have today officially opened this house. We now have a journey of 5 years that begins today. I pray that we live in unity as a house. I pray to God from the depth of my heart that we live in unity. Kericho County has always been known to be a unified county. It has always been known and admired across Kenya for its tranquility and its commitment towards service delivery. You are all equal to the task, and I believe in you so much. We will be doing a lot of consultations on matters legislation, on matters bills, and on the common interest that will serve our people. And I know through God's grace, ladies and gentlemen, that in the end of these 5 years, we will make a difference. I know for a fact, Mr. Speaker, sir, we have had 3 assemblies. And truth be said, if we look around, very few people have survived 1 or 2 nominations and elections. To reduce the high turnover of elected members, because it's not good again for our county to keep having new faces every now and then. To reduce the high turnover, I pray that we do our duties religiously and with commitment and with deep consultation. And I assure you of my maximum support, cooperations from the executive arm, and each time you will require any member on the CEC or CEO to come and answer your questions, I commit myself as your governor that they will be available for you so that you can question them. To that end, thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, sir, and I wish you God's blessings as we begin our 5-year journey. God bless you all.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency the Governor. I think you have presented a well-elaborate assembly. Ours, as a county assembly, as we normally say, is that we shall be very objective, and as these honorable members carry out their mandate of oversight, legislation, and representation, So it's my assurance that from the legislative arm of the county government, we shall give you the full support so that you can implement the programs accordingly. Thank you very much. The members will have the opportunity to deliberate on your speech starting this afternoon, and therefore, being no other business, I now adjourn this sitting, that our second session shall start today at Wednesday, 28 September 2022 at 2:30 p.m. Again, lunch is served where? Wima? Lunch is served at Exotic, and we request His Excellency the Governor and the dignitaries at the gallery, as well as the honorable members, to join us for lunch. Thank you very much, and God bless you.